Hey guys, what's going on? 2K here. Another little update to my magic floor, as I've taken to calling it. I think this is 1.3? I don't know. Still works, clearly. It's not like I made any huge changes. I just made an improvement to the wiring down there as soon as this finishes. I was thinking about the method of using the delays to pulse multiple times, and I came up with an idea. Originally it was wider than this, but I shrank it down to this size. And what it does is the pulse comes in, and this is only a 4-pulse system right on the surface here, but what happens is I take the pulse in, it goes to this block, and I have these blocks over a trench with the redstone in it. So when this puts a signal into the block, it comes down to this line that you would bring to power or whatever you're going to hit with the signal, and then it delays, it gets pushed into a block, which goes into the line again, obviously, and you can do your delay, and you can just snake the signal down along the trench, basically. But since the space constraints exist down here in like this little box, I was able to use that idea over here, which is the tail end of where the signal goes. But on the way there, I kind of had to jimmy rig it a little. Like I pull the signal out of the ceiling right there. That's where the plate is. It comes down. Any of these glowstone blocks is a spot where why is this on here? Any of these glowstone blocks is a spot where the signal is going down into what would be the I guess analogous entity to that trench up there. So basically this would be like that trench in the ground running underneath these. And it just runs in a nice orderly fashion along the way. It comes in, that's the first one that gets forced out and goes. It's the first pulse to activate the circuit over there. From there on out is the same as it was in the last version and probably the one before that. But it comes, it gets its 3 delays, goes into here, and that goes into the trench, comes around, it's in the trench again, and it just basically followed a pretty simple pattern, you know, within the serpentine pattern over the trench there. And I still needed another pulse, so I brought it back over this way, just straight over, and that comes along. And the reason I use the blocks with the trench like that is because you don't want this to feed into any of the other loops of power, because if it does, like say if this powered that, since this comes back into the trench as well, you would end up creating a clock essentially where it's just going to keep pulsing and it's never going to stop. Although I mean, I guess technically it would when you start and stop the server, then the repeaters will be glitched, which you could fix easily enough, but or you could break the circuit, obviously, to to stop it. But I think this is a pretty big improvement in terms of organization compared to the last version, which was pretty large. It took up almost the entirety of this box. Now everything's basically on this one plane. And yeah, I have actually there's a good idea. I stuck a button on this monostable circuit so that you can actually see where the power goes, which is there, comes around. And then I guess I'll hop over to that end there quick, and you can see this pulses every time. Every time it gets to one of the glowstone blocks, you can see the trench light up. And I suppose that's about it. Much cleaner than the old way. It's much easier to interpret when you just kind of look at it. It still looks a little bit complex, but it's not just convoluted like the old one. Now it's pretty easy to follow if you actually take a minute and give it a look. I'm not really sure what else I might do with this design. I'm not sure what else there really is to be done or to add, really. So this project might stall out here and be dead now. We'll see. Take it easy, guys.